So, hello everybody. We're back and we're doing a little thing for the podcast. We're going to be talking about the TV Boy by System A. System A. Yes.
That's a point. Is it System A or Systema? Because I always pronounce it Systema because it's all one word.
Yes, it is. I'm having one of my Cayenne moments again, aren't I? But it's I always look at System A. I always remember it being for sale in the Argos catalogue and just seeing it as System A. But Systema. Systema.
It makes it. Was that Schwarzenegger again? Or was it Sly Stallone?
That was Systema. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. It's a TV Boy. It's a TV Boy 11, but Systema.
11. Well, it makes it sound a lot more exotic, doesn't it? Systema, as if it's Italian or something, rather than System A. It's just run out of some backwater in Wigan or something.
The TV Boy 11, the other 10 were just brilliant, and the 11th one now has just come out, and it's really better than the TV Boy 10.
The TV Boy 11, is that a bad pub football team?
Who would go in goal? You could use some of the crap game names, perhaps. I don't know. We'll have a look into that. We'll see if we can build a TV Boy 11, and who would their first game be against?
That's an excellent idea. We should do that. We can get people to post their own TV Boy 11s in the forum.
Yes. We could have goalkeepers and everything like that, and forwards, centre forwards, and what other teams they all play as well.
Yes, it's going to be like fantasy football with Badil and Skinner.
Well, football games. I bet we don't have any on the TV Boy.
Yes, bringing us back to the TV Boy. I've got a bit of information about the TV Boy. Would you like me to read it out for you?
Please do. Go for it.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing a bit of research on this console, or this thing known as the TV Boy 11. And, allegedly, it is an unlicensed Atari 2600 emulator from the good nation of China that inexplicably saw a European release in the late 90s and 2000. It was stocked by Britain's largest catalogue company, you know, the one that's named after Odysseus's pet dog, for a limited period of time. Now, this amazes me because these games are plainly copyrighted titles, Atari titles, such as Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Frogs and Flies, just with typically Chinese false names. And yes, all of those games are on this emulator.
That's really cool. I was wondering, do you want to do it to some music? I've got some music here.
Okay. Oh, no! Put it away! No!
It's lovely, isn't it? Will you play this lovely game? It goes up to 1, 2, 6. I'll fade that out now. That's really good, isn't it?
Well, I guess this would be a good time to talk about the music on the TV Boy because it's a bit hit and miss. It depends on how good the music was in the original games, but I have to say, some of them are absolutely awful.
Hit with a capital S, more like.
Would you like me to actually play a theme in inverted commas right now from one of the games?
Please. Yes.
I have my TV Boy plugged into my VCR, and I can load up game number 46, which is called Walker/Rambler, also known as Clown Downtown. Now let's turn
Walker Texas Rambler.
Yeah. Can you hear that?
No, I could just hear your hi-fi's just come on in the background there, playing some real high-quality music.
I think somebody's using a touch-tone phone. Hello? Is this 999?
Is that your 4-year-old nephew playing on his new keyboard he got for his birthday?
That noise you just heard was me dying because I never moved.
Oh, right.
And that low rumbling noise is because the batteries are running down. Right, there you go. That was the Atari Symphony.
That's very nice. I like that. Okay, so what other tune?
When you say nice, you mean horrible, don't you?
I do, but I'm being nice about it. Or am I being horrible?
You're being too nice. It's not as if they're going to come and track you down and kill you for this. The TV
Well, I
Boy
don't know,
producers.
The assassins from Systema TV Boy 11 are coming after you now. You have really pushed your luck this time, Sonny Jim. You have not paid your protection money to the Greek god of shopping, Argos. Right, okay, so that was... So have you found any gems on the TV Boy that you'd like to share with us? I do believe some of these have got some really interesting names.
Ah, yes. I think it's time to play a little game here. What do you say?
Game on. That's what I say.
Okay, guys, we're going to play a game of Can You Guess the Atari title from the TV Boy name? So I'm going to read out one of the TV Boy names, and Carl and you guys at home have to guess what the classic Atari title is. Now, don't worry, these are fairly well-known Atari titles, so I promise you'll have heard of them.
And being an Atari expert myself, you know, I'm just going to get them all right first time, and if you think I'm wrong, you're all wrong. Okay, go for it.
Right, okay, here's the first one. River Crossing.
River Crossing.
Now, you might be able to guess this one because it has some relevance to the game.
River Crossing. Is it River Raid? Is it River Raid?
Good guess, but it's not right.
Oh no. Give us a clue then. Give us another clue.
Rivet.
Oh, it's something to do with frogs, isn't it?
Oh, did I tell you?
What? Yes, go for it.
People are shouting at the TV screens at home. It's Frogger.
Frogger. Oh, yes. Right, excellent.
River Crossing is Frogger, but strangely, I believe on one of the other versions of the TV Boy, River Crossing is a completely different game altogether, so maybe some of the names were switched round. Anyway, would you like another one?
Yes, please.
Hamburger.
It's got to be something rather foodie.
Yes.
Is it
Begins with
is
an
it that
F.
chop? Oh, it begins with an F.
Yes.
Oh, well, it's fast food.
Yes, he's correct.
Nom nom.
Ding ding.
Ding ding. That's 1 point to me. Right. Okay. Yes.
Okay, let's speed these up a bit. Next,
yes.
Tank battle in the streets.
Is it combat?
No, this is less well known. I just threw this one in there because it's one of my favorites.
Oh, go for it.
It's called Phantom Tank, but it went under various other names, I do believe, as tended to happen with these Atari 2600 titles.
Ah, yes, Thunderground.
Ooh, what could that be? Is it Pac-Man?
No, that was Tank Battle. I think I've got on my list here, it's Tank Battle. Thunderground?
Ah, there is a Tank Battle as well, which is a completely different game. I think they just ran out of names. So that's a tank battle, and that's a tank battle in the streets. So it's the follow-up to Tank Battle, but in the streets.
I like game number 126. Can we go home now?
Really?
I've run out of names. Can we go home now?
Oh dear, something was lost in translation there, I think. We've got some more here. Forest Walk. What game is that?
Oh, that's easy. That's Pitfall.
Yes. Oh, you cheated though, didn't you? You're
no, I know that one because it's got the blue forest on it. I've played it much on this version, but yeah, it's got a blue forest. I'm sure. What number is Forest Walk?
We can have a look right now. Yeah, so people who are playing along at home.
Number 19.
Number 19. Yes.
No, 19. None of them received the Heroes Forest Walk.
And one more. Oh, you'll never guess this. You'll never guess this one. Okay. Pac-Mania.
Oh, is it Gorf?
You'll have to guess again.
Is it Space Invaders?
No, it's FIFA 2015.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I think actually it's FIFA 76 with the ultra-realistic bats.
Yeah.
Yes, now with truly real graphics. Back when Seb Blatter was only serving a second term, I reckon.
We're going to come back to this a little bit later on because the Super TV Boy, rather, has completely different names. But I think I should fill you in on what the Super TV Boy is, because we've got various different versions of the TV Boy. Of course, we're talking about the TV Boy 11 here. And there was a TV Boy 1, which had joystick support.
Yes, it certainly did. And I don't think they were available for very long in the UK.
Well, the TV Boy 2 superseded it. It's exactly the same, except it doesn't have a joystick port. And I believe Carl is a bit of an expert on modifying TV Boys because he's done it himself. So he's going to fill you in on this, isn't he?
Yeah, yes, I am. Thank you very much, Dan. Yes, I acquired a TV Boy 2 and I opened it up because I was really trying to see if I could adapt it over from RF to like a composite out. I can't, but there is a print on the PCB for the joystick ports. So I nipped down to my local electronics shop and got some 90-degree angle deep sockets and soldered them to the board, and they do work. I've had to short a wire on the inside for the fire button to map correctly to the pins, but yeah, it was all there. It's just all waiting to be soldered on, but it just never was. So I've got TV Boy 2 with 2 joystick ports, as TV Boy 1 would have loved. So yeah, so that's my thing with that. But I couldn't find any technical data on changing it over to a composite out, although some models do have a link in them which can be removed or added to toggle them between NTSC and PAL on the motherboard. But I have not found one on any TV Boys that I've got my little limits on. So whether that's just a thing that people have had, I'm not sure. But I know that in the French territories, they were released as well, and they may have a slightly different board. So there you go, that's me. So I'm actually using mine at the moment with a Sega, well, a pseudo Sega Mega Drive pad at the moment to operate the game, and that's working lovely, and it means I don't have to pick that thing up, so it's good.
Oh, so you're not a fan of the TV Boy control pad / system type thingy that's going on there, are you?
It's certainly very special, isn't it?
Not a fan. Actually, I don't mind it, really. It's fairly big and substantial. I don't mind big and substantial pads, but it's not too heavy, actually, because I have here my Xbox 360 controller, and comparing it directly to it, it actually weighs a little bit less, and it's marginally bigger, so there isn't much difference, really.
Oh yeah, well, when you look at it that way, yeah. But when you look at, I've never been lucky enough to own a PC Engine, but a PC Engine would be about the size of the TV Boy anyway, I guess. So yeah, so with your little Who cards and things like that, that would be pretty good. Oh, the other thing I've done with this, I soldered a green LED on it instead of the red one because I wanted to.
Oh, you're not a fan of red, are you?
Well, I'm a fan of green LEDs because I've got loads of them, and I didn't have any red. So yeah, and I'm a bit silly like that. I'm forever sort of changing things over. My Spectrum Plus 2's got a blue LED on it, and new ROMs because I wouldn't stop tinkering around with it, and I blew it up. So, but that's a different story.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is there any way to install new ROMs on the TV Boy 2? Have you tried it?
I haven't. No, the chip's actually hard, proper. You know, it's not dual socketed onto the board, and you'd need to find a burner to do that. So I'd think it would probably be doable in a way. I was wondering if there'd be a way you could actually map a chip out of a cartridge and map that straight to the chip in a TV Boy, but I doubt that'd be as straightforward as I imagine, because you probably need some part on the chip to work to process the rest of the chip that's normally in the game. Okay. So yeah, I don't think you can on that, but yes, nice try.
I can understand that because it is quite old hardware. This was first released in the early 90s.
Yeah, it was released in the early 90s, and even back then I remember it being in the Argos catalogue and not buying it because it was rather dated. I mean, who would want an Atari 2600 when you could be playing on a Commodore 64 or an Atari ST or something like that? You know, it was just it was junk back in the day, wasn't it, really? It's I mean, we look back at it fondly now and kick ourselves that we never bought 10 of them, but they were junk, and they were flogging a dead horse with this system. Be under no illusion about it. It was rubbish, and I don't know how many they actually sold, but you know, look back now and you can really see the playability of the games, but that's always happens, doesn't it?
Well, this leads us on perfectly to the other versions of the TV Boy, which are steaming piles of poop, as those YouTube Let's Players might say. Because whereas this is just a controller and all the insides are built into the controller, oh my goodness, they released some console versions. Yes, this is the cheapest piece of plastic that you've ever seen. It's like a kid's rip-off Transformers toy. It really is that bad. We've got the Super TV Boy, which is, in my opinion, not half as good as the TV Boy 1 and 2. It looks cheap, is basically what I'm saying.
So you're saying under the auspices of the Sales Are Good Act, it's not really super at all, Dan?
No, not at all. But there is also the TV Boy 3. Ooh, this is very, very rare indeed. And that's not just eBay rare we're talking about here. This is actual rare.
It's not look rare, it's really rare.
LQQ, rare.
L at K, yes. Rare.
And this one is a PlayStation-style controller. The front panel is partially transparent, so you can see all the insides.
Oh, very nice. And what games does that have? Does that, I guess the PlayStation, I guess that has Tomb Raider on it, and Rapper the Rapper. And Actua Soccer, I guess. A bit of Bib Ribbon, perhaps, no?
More like Donkey Kong and golf and hockey.
Or Conky Dong.
Conky Dong.
Conky Dong.
Yes. Oh, you brought that up again. I have some more names. These are the Super TV Boy names of the classic Atari games. Yes, this is part 2 of our little quiz. Are you ready for this again? I think these are more humorous in a way. So, which game is Tomboy?
Tomboy. Oh, I don't know. What do you have to do in it?
You're never going to guess, so I'll give you a clue.
Yes.
It's already been mentioned, and it might have already been the answer to one of the previous questions.
Oh dear! No, now you put me on the spot. Was I paying attention? Was it? No, I'll give up. Go for it.
Tomboy is Pitfall.
No, but we've just had Pitfall Forest Walk.
Yes, but this is the Super TV Boy. It's super with super names.
Did I do Pitfall 2? Has anyone done Pitfall 2? I guess because the music's far too good, isn't it? So yes. Oh, okay. So you got that. Then
okay. The next one, Super TV Boy title by the name of Teeth Brush.
Teeth Brush. It's not Chomper or something like that, is it?
Jawbreaker.
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 Yeah, lad, come and buy one of these Jawbreakers for 20p. No, I'd rather just Teeth Brush.
Very good. Yes.
Hey. Yes. This next one's going to confuse you. The game that's known as Dig Dug on the Super TV Boy is actually what?
Don't Get Buried.
No, it's actually the Atari classic Gopher. The one where you're a farmer and you have to move around your farm and smash gophers with your fork thingy.
What have they got against the game of golf?
Golf?
Yeah. Oh, he's trying to smash golfers in. I don't understand why that is.
Golfer.
Bang out of order. What's Tiger Woods ever done to him? I don't know. So you got to smash the golfer up. Yes, it's very good. This I'm now actually just playing Forest Walk on mine.
Oh, you mean Tomboy?
Oh yes, I've just jumped the hole. I've gone in the pink pit with the crocodiles.
That's a good point, because the TV Boy's colours aren't exactly correct, shall we say. This is not a deliberate change, rather an issue with the emulation conversion on PAL televisions. It's our old enemy, the NTSC.
Yes, I think you'd be right there. No two same colours, and the enemy of teletext, strike again.
Dun dun dun. Other modifications include some sprites have been modified slightly, and the original developer logos have been removed completely.
Yes, on this Forest Walk, we are missing the Activision logo down in the bottom. Yeah, so
yes,
they're not kidding. They're absolutely right about that. Nobody's making that up.
Yes. Well, maybe all the members of the Activision development team died in a horrible accident. thus relinquishing the copyright to the games.
They did. That's an Atari fact.
Hashtag Atari facts. Yes, we'll get that going.
Yeah, we'll get that going. I think everybody would love to hear more Atari facts. I've just dumped the pic. Oh, yes.
Hashtag Atari facts.
Yes. Yeah, that's quite cool. So
Right.
how much do these sort of fetch on eBay at the moment then? Have we had a look to see what you can pick one up for, a TV Boy 11? Should you want one?
I have indeed. I believe it cost about 25 quid new from Argos, but I paid £15 for mine, which is slightly over the odds, and it was about 5 years ago. I needed one quickly for one reason or other. But we can actually go on eBay right now and have a look how much they are going for to this day. So if you'll bear with me 1 second. TV Boy 11.
Not 10 or 9.
All right, here we go. The Systema TV Boy 2 plug-in console tested. Buy it now for £63.99. No.
How much pounds and 99? What?
£63.99.
You are kidding me.
No, it doesn't usually go for that. That's some idiot. Right, here's a more reasonable one.
Unless they're listening to the RVG podcast, of course, then they're not idiots. But
well,
they do need to take a reality check, though.
The Super TV Boy is fairly expensive, though. I do know that. This one's going for £55, and the regular TV Boy, this looks to be a TV Boy 2, is going for £15. Buy it now.
Oh, 15, buy it now.
And that's around about what it usually goes for.
I think I've probably devalued mine by sticking joystick ports on it.
Oh, no.
But no, well, yeah, it could be mega rare, I guess.
Hey, look, I've found something else here. A Gakken TV Boy console system import from Japan. And it looks like, it's got a phone. This looks awesome. It looks like the Japanese version of the cheap crap that we got in this country. It's like you've got the Chinese knockoff stuff on one hand, and then you've got the proper upmarket pirate stuff in Japan.
Yes. Oh, that's really good. And how much are we getting one of them for?
$699.
Wow, that's a snip. That's a snip. All your exchange rates all knackered on your eBay. God, who'd pay that for that? It's got to be mega rare, isn't it?
So, how are you doing on Tomboy over there then, Carl?
Well, I've got 1971 points at the moment, and I'm trying to get across the Pink Lake with the crocodiles, and I've died again, so I'll start again.
Well, Carl, do you think this might be a good time to come to the summary of this console, the pros and the cons?
I think that'd be a good time to do that. I shall quit playing, and then we shall come back to it. Because what have you got in summary then? What would you say about it? Good console, bad console, indifferent?
I think in all, I love this system. It's obviously got its flaws, but as with anything, you learn to live with them because you've got access to all these classic games. I mean, it is a cheap piece of crap, as I said, but it's a cheap piece of crap that I love. We've got the pros and cons, though, in case you're thinking about, you're on the fence about whether to get a TV Boy, about whether to go out there and spend £69.
I don't need to think that long about that, yes, but what if I was on the verge of taking the plunge? Please enlighten me, Dan.
Right. Shall we go through the pros or the cons first? Let's go through the pros.
Yes.
Okay. There are 127 classic Atari games. Now, I believe this is more than the next best-selling Atari emulator. And I've forgotten what that's called. Is that called the Flashback?
Flashback. Yes.
Flashback. That is way more than the Atari Flashback. So that's a positive. Yes. Quick loading.
It's very quick loading.
A simple game selection interface. Fair enough. Easily accessible reset button and switches. Now, the Atari, as you know, the original Atari, had these on the console, but the TV Boy has them on the control pad. So you don't have to get up out of your seat and go and press buttons.
You really are a glass half full guy, aren't you, Dan?
Well, we're coming to the cons in a minute. We've not gotten to them. Finally, for the pros, it doesn't look awful, and it's relatively comfortable to hold. At least I think so. Now, the cons, I'm sure Carl will echo many of these, and I've actually got quite a few cons.
How long have you got?
The main thing is, and you've got to watch out for this, it's not 100% compatible with modern televisions. Now, my flat screen, it works fine, but there is some strange feedback on the left-hand side of the screen, as if there were a magnet attached to the side or something. Now, you can put up with this, but if you run it through, say, a VCR, you can override these things. I mean, I do it with mine, and it looks absolutely fine. But other TVs may render it completely differently.
Ooh, that's a toughie.
Certain games, such as Pac-Man, won't output properly at all. For example, my Honest-Tech VHS video card freezes on the menu screen when you try to load one of these games, but it does regain composure when you reset.
Oh, well, thank goodness for that, because we all like to play Pac-Man.
Of course! That's the only reason you would get this thing, because the rest of the games are awful.
What's it called? Munch the Dots.
It's called Pac-Mania.
Oh, right, okay, yes, as we've established, and I didn't listen to it.
Well, the only one that wasn't changed, as we've already discussed, with the TV Boy 2, there is no joystick/second controller support unless you mod it yourself, which Carl's talked about a bit.
Yes, that's all detailed on my blog, so you'll be able to find pictures and words pertaining to that. And if you did want to do it, then go for it. You're not going to damage it if you get it wrong. Just desolder it and just forget you even tried it. The only thing you've got to do is really cut through the case with a file and a hacksaw. Then after that, you're all set to go. You're in gaming heaven for another 10 minutes.
You've got to cut through the case. It looks like
yes,
there are screws. Couldn't you just unscrew the back?
No, do you have to cut a hole in the case to get the joystick port through?
I see.
The joystick plug into it. So you have to cut the casing out. Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Yes. But,
before you mod it, the same control pad controls both players in the two-player games, which is really rather interesting.
I bet mine still does that. I think mine still does that. That frog game, I think that does actually do that on that. So you probably just do better off doing one player on the mod and not two, like what I did.
Yes.
Actually, come to think of it, you've reminded me. So that's like a pro con, because it's like a con, but it's a pro because it's telling other people not to be so mad as in to put two joystick ports on there, because it's a waste of time.
No, it's a con with benefits.
We all know one of them.
Some more cons then, that definitely aren't cons with benefits. Control pad buttons can be a little bit clunky, especially if you're used to an Atari joystick. And I have a few more cons, but I'm just going to wrap off by saying the tune on the game selection screen is bloody awful. That's what I've written here. And that's the major con of the whole system.
I don't know what you mean. It's brilliant. Do 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 do. Play this game and play it some more.
I would love to see Video Games Live do that. Oh
yes,
the orchestral treatment.
We get that on an LP from data discs as well. There's like a big LP. Dun 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 dun. Very good. Yes, very good. So I like taking the mickey out of it, but it is nice. It's an important part of history, and when everything came from China back in the 90s, they were really beginning to get it with these things. They were imitating technology that was made in the West at the very early 80s and the late 70s in the 90s. But now when you look, they've caught up to the extent where you can get easily tricked into buying what you think's an Apple product when it's actually been made in China and not even seen a real Steve Jobs. Or they're sort of like doing Nintendo DSs, as I was once caught out on. I bought a Nintendo DS off of the internet thinking it was just at a good price, but it came all the way from China. So in the space of time that it took them to flog the system at TV Boy 11 in Argos in 1995 to where we are now, it hasn't taken them long actually to become so technologically advanced that they can more or less innovate stuff if they choose to.
Yes, it should be noted that the TV Boy 2 actually does have 126 games, and they all work. They are
Ah,
slightly modified, but they are definitely recognizable and as playable as the original Atari games. If you look at a lot of those systems that those cheap pirates are releasing these days, like the pop stations,
mm,
those little Nintendo DS-shaped things, the only games that they contain are LCD abominations from the early 90s, the same
mm.
LCD games that they were selling on Tiger handhelds. And they were awful
Yes.
back then.
Yes, I remember I had the Double Dragon Tiger handheld. That was kind of awful, but I wish I kept it. But I took that apart to see how it worked as well, unfortunately.
Well, you say unfortunately, but I'd rather do that because I don't think I'd ever want to play one of those things again. So you might as well open it up, see what's inside, and
Hmm.
kill the thing.
Yeah, bits was the answer. Bits was inside it. So, yeah, I mean, I'd rate the. What would I rate the TV Boy? Well, I'd rate it 11. I think, yeah, 11 out of 10 for being sort of cheap and nasty, but it's a good addition to anybody's retro collection. And all joking aside, if you've got an Atari 2600 Woody, but you don't want to keep getting it out, the TV Boy, if you can put up with the difference in colours, is all right because you get your Atari fix, you get it using 4 AA batteries, and it's pick up and go gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to get all your old Atari out and split the box open and all that if you're lucky enough to have one. If you're an Atari fan, you must have one at some point, but do yourself a favour, don't spend 65 bloody quid on one.
Seconded. And you brought up a point about power there. It does run on 4 AA batteries, and that will last you approximately 7 or 8 hours, depending how large you've got the TV.
Well,
However,
mine's lasted me 4 years, but I haven't turned it on.
I do believe some versions, maybe even the TV Boy 2, have RC cables.
Oh, yeah, yes, that yeah, I've looked for that. I don't have one. I don't suppose it would work. It wouldn't. You could put one on because that's let me see, was that 1.5, 3? So it's 6 volts it needs. You could more or less run it off a USB supply, providing that the milliamps sort of marries up with it. But I'll put a health warning on that because your miles may vary. So I'm not going to tell you that that's easy to do. I wouldn't want you to buy one off eBay for $69.99 and try and put a USB power supply on it because you won't come and find me, that's for sure, because I'm not going to recommend that at all.
Yeah, so don't do it.
Don't do it, guys.
Don't do it. Not least
Don't do
because
it.
not least because the Chinese pirates will track you down and kill you.